am here with none other than the Susan Lucci. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm so excited to be at Mall of America. I've always wanted to come here, and what a great way to be here.
Yes, we are so excited to have her. Many of you know her as Erica Kane from All My Children. She's here today at Mall of America to sign copies of her new book, All My Life, which is a memoir.
Yes,
correct?
Yes it is.
Yes, and it highlights her amazing and very, very successful career in television, as well as kind of the trials and tribulations of life, and really seeks to answer that question of how do we courageously walk through and really kind of find peace in our dreams. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about the book?
Well, to begin with, I never thought I was going to write a book. Some publishers had been asking me and sending letters to write a memoir, my own personal memoir, and I just never thought it was in me. But then my son came to me about a year ago, and he said he didn't know about the publishers' letters. He said, "Mom, I think you should write a book." And I said, "Really, you do? Why?" And he said, "Well, for one thing, all the girls I date, once they know you're my mom, they really want to know, how did you do it? And how do you do it? And what's your story? Because everybody knows Erica Kane, but nobody knows me, Susan Lucci." And so then my husband, I didn't realize, had saved all the publishers' letters. And he said, "Let's sit down and read these again." And sure enough, they were saying the same thing, that they felt that the public would want to know Susan Lucci, not just Erica Kane.
That's absolutely fantastic. And what are maybe three highlights of the book in terms of, are there questions that people have asked you over your career, some answers that we can find about you and your life in this book, or are there other main kind of key takeaways or things you want to highlight?
Yes, thank you. That's such a nice question. Yes, first of all, I thought what an opportunity to address multiple generations, because there's my son who his friends want to know, my mother's generation, my generation, and the younger kids, the 13, 14-year-olds, who are dreaming their dreams. So I say, exactly just what I did, not to preach to anybody, just say this is what I did and this is what I do. But also, I know that the public has seen a lot of my professional life before their eyes. The Emmys, for example, that's often asked about. So the Emmys, Dancing with the Stars, Erica Kane certainly, and also on Broadway. But the public has witnessed these things, and I'm going to take them now and tell them the whole story. They're going to now see the personal side of what all that is about and was about for me. Plus, I reveal for the first time, because I've been such really a private person, so it's all brand new information to readers about my personal life, about my relationships, my time with my dad and my grandmother and my mother, friends along the way, and of course my husband. I said to my husband he's going to get marriage proposals after this book comes out. But we've also had some very wonderful times and also some very challenging times that I think readers will be able to relate to. I talk about my children for the first time. That's been hard for me to keep a lid on all this time, be private about my children, because as a mother I just wanted to shout it from the rooftops, but I wanted to protect their privacy. And now, I've got their go-ahead, so I get to talk about my children in this too. Plus, I guess the third talking point would be that the book is not chronological. You can just flip open to whatever interests you, or you can read it from beginning to end. But there's a section in the back, which is a takeaway section, that answers some of the most frequently asked questions of me, like what do I do for my skin, and what do I do to work out, and what do I eat, and what are some of my favorite places and things to do, which shoe do I put on first,
Nice.
Yep. Things like that.
Yep. And she's absolutely stunning in person,
Oh,
so I look forward
you.
to also looking at that section myself. And as a young woman, and by the way, I have met her husband as well, and he is totally delightful and has an amazing sense of humor. But as a young woman as well, kind of on my own career path and having my own dreams, I guess what would be, and I know it's hard to just target one piece of advice, but what would be your advice to kind of a gal, or really anyone seeking kind of their path and following their dreams? What would be a good piece of advice?
Well, you're right. I mean, it's all very, very specific to a person. I wouldn't dream of saying this is the way. But what I would say is do what you love. Do what you love, and don't take no for an answer.
Amazing advice. And it is your first time at Mall of America, correct?
Yes.
Very cool. So, not having been here before, are you going to do a little shopping today, or what is like one thing you have to see when you're here?
Well, I really wanted to see them all. I mean, I kept hearing amazing things. I know you have an indoor amusement park.
Yes.
I have never been to them all. Obviously, there's only one this size. And I would love to do some shopping, yes.
Well, fantastic. Well, I hope that you're able to do that, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time to say a few words to our fans and followers, and we look forward to having you upstairs today.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, Lisa. All the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.